Hi, guys. It's hard to see if there's anybody in here. I wonder how I'm going to figure that out. Is anybody in here today? This reading is going to be for Aquarius. I'm going to give it a couple minutes here. Feel this out. This is my first YouTube channel. I'll probably be doing bi-weekly readings, like monthly forecasts, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll get into it. It'll be fun. Okay. So this is for my Aquarius friends. One of my best friends is an Aquarius as well. From now, today, March 10th into the 16th of March 2019. So you fall down and you hit your head and they ask you what year it is. 2019. Okay, we'll get a few more shuffles in here for you, Aquarius. I want to thank anybody that tunes in right now and anybody that watches this video later. I'm really excited to do this with you guys. I know my heater's on, so I'm trying to talk a little bit louder. Today until the 16th. What are you little rascals up to? Not yet, it said not yet. Alright, I guess that's what we're getting. Feels good. Here we go, Aquarius. Now until the 16th, huh? Alright, your overlying at the bottom of the deck here, your overlying energy. We have the Six of Pentacles. And the I'm trying to like hold it steady. The Six of Pentacles is all about equal give and take. You want to have reciprocation, right? So before I start talking too much, we'll pull out a couple cards. Your present position, we have the Hermit. And the Hermit is indicating that you're probably taking some time to yourself right now to figure out what you want and what you need. You're probably not hanging out with a bunch of friends. You're probably not going to like a bunch of extra places. You're probably going to work and coming home and and coming home and just like trying to figure out what you need to do. Let me lay out a couple more cards first here. Ooh, okay. Excuse me. Okay, Aquarius. So right now you are in the current position where you have the Hermit. You're kind of withdrawing from a few different things here. Like you want to spend time with yourself. You want to get to know yourself again. You're kind of busy and tired and caught up with everything that's going on right now in life, and you're just not interested in a lot of things. I'm getting. I also feel like somebody or something is rushing in here like really quick. really quick, and it feels like there's a lot of force behind it because there's a lot of mentality behind it. Um, I feel like this could be an argument with somebody. The surrounding energy that you do have here is the Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords for me is all about kind of like being verbally attacked, feeling defeated, people throwing, blades, like verbal blades at people, like almost maliciously in a way. I feel like it was whatever this is, like it was rushed into. I feel like somebody rushed into saying some rude things, whether that was you or somebody else. And you're reflecting on it and you're kind of like by yourself. Something that you have just been experiencing or that you will be experiencing right away, up until the 16th. Excuse me. Is the Eight of Pentacles. Trying to get that to study out. And the Eight of Pentacles is all about, if I can find my water here. That's a lot. The Eight of Pentacles is all about like going on this, like you're working really hard right now. You're working really hard, and I feel like you're working on yourself with the Hermit card here. You're doing a lot of work on yourself right now because I feel like you want to move forward, and I'll get to that in a second. But with this Eight of Pentacles and the Hermit card, I feel like this is your energy, and somebody's been coming at you with like these hurtful words and just to be savage and just to be mean or just to be whatever. And I feel like you're kind of just getting away from it all and you're working on yourself and kind of indulging with work activities. Like just happen on the work train. You've been really hard at work, both with yourself and your career. On your mind, like your crowning thoughts or a possible outcome here, you have the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands is all about like fast forward movement. It's not explosive and negative like the Tower is perceived to be most of the time. For me, it's like a download of information. It happens really quick. You could be traveling, especially because you have the Chariot here and in the future up until the 16th. So in your future position, like you got two major arcanas, the Hermit and the Chariot. And I feel like you want to make a move about something. I feel like possibly you just like got all these words thrown at you right away really recently, and it's on your mind, or you're thinking about something. You're thinking about like going on a trip, or you're thinking about how everything's happening too fast. Things are happening too fast for you right now because you're doing all of this hard work that takes a lot of patience with the Eight of Pentacles. I do feel like you're working really hard on making this move. I feel like it's something that you need to make because they are like right across from each other in the spread, and that's kind of how I correlate cards sometimes. Just like I feel like this argument or whatever was done out of spite or with manipulation, anything that you can do like mean with your mind or your words or your expressions, like verbal expressions. I feel like that was done really quick with the Eight of Wands, like above it. And with the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Swords can be really argumentative, especially with like the Ten of Swords here. But you did just get a download of information. You see yourself right now as being victorious. The Six of Wands. You see yourself as the Six of Wands, and that's like fire. I feel like you won the battle, but just be prepared because like there's a difference between a battle and a war, you know? And maybe with this information that you got or that you're thinking about with the Eight of Wands, that download of information making you want to move forward despite, like, the Chariot has broken wheels, man. He's been through a struggle. He's gonna keep going through that struggle till he gets to his finish line, okay? Um, but I feel like you're working really hard to move forward, even though you might feel a little bit busted, but you're taking this time out to yourself. And I feel like you feel victorious. Like, I feel like this download of information you're receiving is kind of giving you the strength to go forward with the Chariot. And I feel like maybe that's why you see yourself in a victorious stance here. I hope you're not the one throwing stones at people. Like, I hope that you're not being rude to people, because just so you can move on or do what you need to do. I don't think you are. I'm not really picking up on that too much, but I have to throw that out there because it would be a shame to feel victorious in an argument or to feel like you won an argument, especially if it was as rude or as mean as the Ten of Swords can be. Like, it can get pretty gruesome. It can get pretty mean, you know. External forces, or the person you're dealing with, sees you in your element. They see you as the King of Swords here. That's Gemini, Libra, and you, Aquarius. So I feel like they feel like you have made a decision. You have said what you wanted to say. There's no really going back on it. Maybe you're being a little distant. You know, maybe you said what you wanted to say, and that's all you're going to say. And so now you're being a little distant, like most air signs can be when they're upset, or they're trying to figure out what's going on with them. They have a tendency to like kind of keep to themselves more. My best friend's an Aquarius. I love her. And that I feel like that makes sense with the Hermit card here too. Like, you said what you needed to say. Things were ugly, things were mean. You had a big download of information, so you're like, I just want to be by myself. I just want to chill right now. I need to get myself together. I really need to think about what I want. I think you know that you are very smart, and I think you know that your wisdom comes from within, and that you can't rely on anybody for the type of knowledge you're going to need to move forward. I think you know that you're working so hard on yourself because you know that you can only find the answers within yourself that are going to allow you to break whatever restrictions that you have in order to move on and through the finish line with the Chariot here. And in your hopes or fears section, whatever you want to call it, we have the Three of Pentacles. Trying to make sure it's not. Okay. And the Three of Pentacles talks about communication, starting to build like a solid foundation. It's a communication card for me, and I feel like you don't want to talk to this individual that you just maybe had an argument with. I feel like you don't want to talk to them. And if you do want to talk to them, I feel like you want to make them move towards that. I don't think you should rush it. But I kind of get the feeling that most of you don't want to communicate with this person right now because of how things were done so hastily and rude. I feel like you want to move on, in a sense, from whatever is going on with this Ten of Swords. Like, this Ten of Swords is kind of like upsetting me right now for you. Nothing to be worried about though, because you are in your element. You have three major kind of cards, because your outcome here is the Moon. And the Moon is all about hidden aspects at play that you do not see right now. And it's not because it's not because they're like really visible, like they're behind the scenes, you know. Things might be feeling a little mysterious right now. You don't really, I get the idea that you don't really know what's going on, and that's why you're retreating and you're trying to move out of whatever this is with the Knight of Swords. I'm sorry, the Ten of Swords and the Knight of Swords. I feel like they're going together as one here. I feel like you got a lot of information download and you're spending a lot of time at work and with yourself, and you're trying to move forward and out of this energy that's overlying this reading with this Ten of Swords. But you feel like you're getting it, like you feel like you're accomplishing it. You feel like you're getting a recognition. Maybe you're finding recognition in yourself. And I feel like you may, there, for some of you, you might want to start working with somebody else or talking to somebody else. And that might require more time than you can give to both that and your relationship. Because I remember at the bottom of the deck here, we have the Six of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles is all about equal give and take. And, you know, like, give me appreciation and I'm going to appreciate you. Because without appreciation and letting, you know, people, without being acknowledged for that appreciation, that's when people start to build resentment. So just make sure that you have equal give and take, and that if you don't want to be in a situation, get out of that situation. You don't, like, try not to be too, like, rude or mean about it, you know, because if that's the case, you know, both parties going to have to heal if that's the case. But right now, things aren't really showing themselves. Things are hidden. Things are with the moon. They're being hidden behind the shadows of the moon. Moon doesn't have shadows, but that's kind of like metaphorical for this card, I guess. I'm going to go ahead and pull one card for you guys. I want to see what kind of information. I wasn't finished talking, so let's see if that pops back out. I didn't even look at it. I want to see what kind of information we're going to get with the Eight of Wands here. Like, I want to see if you're, like, going on a trip, if you're considering taking a trip somewhere, if you got some new information, if you got a letter, or something quick, some quick information. And I want to know what type of information it is so I can see why you might feel like the Six of Wands, you know. The information so far, something that popped out was the Eight of Swords. So somebody's feeling a little restricted. That was three of them. But it was the Sun, the Two of Pentacles, and the Eight of Cups. So I feel like you got this information download, and I feel like it's really sudden, so it's causing you to feel a little bit restricted. I feel like maybe it's that fast, like when things happen really fast and you get a big information download and it's all new, like sometimes you can be like, wow, that's a lot to take in, you know, and you might want to, like, go into that hermit mode, you know, or you might feel like a little afraid of how quick things are going. And then the Sun wanted to come out with the Two of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups, and I read that as I feel like you can see happiness, you can see the light, you can see the sun, you can see the light within that Hermit card. Like, you can see a brighter future, and you're juggling two options or two variables. It could be your love life and your work life. It could be two people. It could be you know, if you're not married and you have kids, it could be like your home life with your kids and then trying to, like, make time and go out for some of you. And then the Eight of Cups, I feel like you're going to make a decision to walk away from something that doesn't emotionally satisfy you anymore. I feel like that's what you're thinking. Like that came out with your for like clarifying your crowning thoughts in the Six of Wands here. So that was for like the Eight of Wands and the Six of Wands. I feel like you're recognizing this with the Six of Wands and the Sun. Like you got this information, you know, that might have been restricting because it came all to you, you know, all at once. And with that, I think you were able to recognize that recognize with the Six of Wands that there are brighter, beautiful, happy moments in the future. But you're going to have to figure out how to balance what it is you want to balance so that you can move away from the things that are emotionally hurting or disrupting you or that just no longer make you that happy. You definitely want to move towards some sunshine here. But I hope that you or your partner or whoever you're dealing with does it. And you guys are not tactless people. Like, you guys are very sweet people. You guys are really good with words. There's a lot of air here, a lot of fire, and some pentacles. So, you know, that's pretty much all the zodiacs besides for, you know, Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. So, thank you for coming in and stopping by. If this reading resonated with you, like, share, subscribe, drop a comment down below. And it's been really nice doing this. Now I'm going to figure out how to get off here. Probably the button that says end stream. Okay, so until next time, I will see you, Aquarius. Please tell me if that resonated with any of you. Tell me if your partner's being like that, if you're being like that, if you are, you know, trying to go within to find this place, if things aren't making sense right now with the moon, you know, if you do feel like going forward. Well, hello. Okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and get off here, guys. I will be making another recording now. Yes, I'm sure.